What's up? WiseGuyBets here with some NBA DraftKings picks for the main slate tonight. We got 10 games on the main slate. What I do in this section, I give you value plays, 2 guards, 2 forwards, 2 center. These are players who I think will outperform their salaries tonight. 5x, 6x, and in some cases 7x their salaries. So hey, if you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, so you can get updates when I post new videos. So let's get right into it. We're going to look at the point guard position. At point guard, I'm looking at Chris Paul. San Antonio Spurs at Phoenix. Chris Paul is 8,300 on DraftKings. His projection for tonight is 40. San Antonio's 28th versus the point guard position. Over under in this game is 216.5. His last 3 against San Antonio has been 24, 40, and 19. Let's look at his last 3. His last 3, he's had 27, 35, 50. Even look at his last 5. He had 40 and 37. Devin Booker still looks like he's out. He's had a couple days rest. Think he'd come back strong, play hard tonight. He always, like I say, he does pretty good against San Antonio. I like him reaching his projection of 40 tonight. Actually, he's a possible prime play for me, which prime play for me means I'm going to put him in most of my lineup. So I like Chris Paul at the point guard position tonight. At shooting guard, we're going to go to the Philadelphia versus Charlotte game, and we're going to look at Seth Curry for 5,300. His projection for tonight is 27. Charlotte is 27th versus shooting guard position. His last 3 against Charlotte has been 6, 17, 35, so kind of mixed results there. Let's look at his last 3. His last 3 has been 30, 28, 33, playing pretty steady, playing pretty well. I like Seth in this position tonight. Charlotte's just not very good at the shooting guard position. I do like him in this position, even though the game's on the road. I do like him in this position. I think he gets us our projection of 27 and more. Let's look at the small forward position. We're going to go to the Denver at Chicago game, and we're going to look at Aaron Gordon for 6,400. Chicago's 28th versus small forward position. And what I really like about this, Aaron Gordon plays very well in the past for Chicago. He's had 50, 45, 34. Of course, this is kind of a different Chicago team, but they're still not defending that position any better this year. His last 3, let's look at his last 3. His last 3, he's at 16 and a half, 31, 32. So let's look at his last 5, 38 and 18. Joker's back. He still had a good night when Joker was back on 12-1 and all that. But so I like him. I like him against Chicago. Past success, he's projected at 28. He's 6,400. He gets us 30. I'm real good with that. So Aaron Gordon is someone I like at the small forward position tonight. For power forward, we're going back to the San Antonio Spurs versus Phoenix game. We're looking at Calden Johnson for San Antonio. He's 5,600 on DraftKings tonight. His projection is 31. His last 3 against Phoenix has been 15, 22, and 19. Let's look at his last 3 overall. Last 3 overall is 30, 24, 22. Look at his last 5, 43 and 24. So you see he's pretty steady around the mid-20s. Gives us a 30 here and there, gives us a 43. I think he's in a good spot tonight. Matchup kind of favors him a little bit. He does have a projection of 31. If he gets us that projection of 31, I'm feeling real good on a $5,600 salary. So hopefully he does 6x his salary tonight. Let's look at the center position. At center, I'm going with Miles Turner, Washington at Indiana. He's 5,900 on DraftKings. His last game against Washington, he had 64. Sabonis was out that game. I do remember that game where he went off, but he's in a favorable matchup against a Washington team who is pretty small on the front line. You know, they just don't have the height that a lot of teams have. And tall centers like Turner, can have a lot of success. His last two, let's look at his last. I know he's coming off injury a couple games ago. So I think a game he had 13 on the 28th. Yeah, he only had 23 minutes. He went out early with the injury. Since his game's back on the 12-1 and 12-3, he's had 34 minutes and he's had 33 and 35 fantasy points. His projection on that is 32. If he gets that, I'm happy on a $5,900 salary. But I think he can exceed that and give us a great night tonight. So Miles Turner is someone I want to look at getting into my lineup at the center position. Let's do a brief little recap here. At point guard, we're looking at Chris Paul. His projection on the night is 40. At shooting guard, we're looking at Seth Curry with a projection of 27 going against a bad Charlotte defense against the shooting guard position. Aaron Gordon, who has went off lately on Chicago, he's projected at 28. And Chicago's also not very good defending the shooting the small forward position. We're looking at Calden Johnson, who I think is in a good spot for San Antonio with a projection of 31. And we're looking at Miles Turner against Washington. Should have success against the smaller centers. His projection is 32 tonight. He had 64 in the last game against Washington. So, hey, those are my picks for tonight. Hey, if my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Drop some comments in the comment section so we can chop it up about this game or any game that you want to talk about. So that's all I have for you today. Hope this video helps you. Until the next video, peace.